Welcome back, everybody. Seeing a trend, a niche, an opening, that is what our guests all have in common. And capitalizing on that vision is what Daymond John, the founder and CEO of FUBU, the collection, is all about. The 28-year-old hip-hop clothing designer started his business by stitching his own hats and selling them on the streets of New York. Now he's heading up one of the fastest-growing clothing companies in the world, with an expected $200 million in sales for its current fiscal year. Earlier, I had a chance to talk with Daymond John, and I asked him how he got his start.
Well, originally, myself and about 4 other friends, we went out and we were looking for some kind of hats to buy. And we saw this hat that we really liked, and then we said it was worth $20, and it was poorly constructed. So I know how to sew a straight line or something like that. We sewed a couple up. It was Easter 1992. And we sold them on the street, and we made about $800, $1,000 off of those hats. And we said, you know what, maybe we have an idea here. One of my partners, my vice president, he was fighting Desert Storm at the time. He had just came over from fighting Desert Storm, and he was going to FIT. And he said, well, you know, let's take this from hats to shirts to other things. So we had a lot of ideas, and we started making shirts. And we started going to stuff like the Black Expo and things like that, selling the goods. And they were selling. They were checking really well. And
how are the orders now?
How are the orders now?
Yeah, dollar terms.
Dollar terms?
In excess of $1 million?
In excess of $1 million? No, the orders now, I could say, I guess with all my licensees, by the end of this year, I'll probably do $200 million.
Really? Okay, so you broached the $1 million figure at what point?
We did the $1 million figure around 95, late 95. So.
Would you ever now consider going public?
Yeah, we have been approached.
Really?
Going public, and we are considering it. One of our licensees, our boys licensee, our boys department, they're a public company. They're doing well, but they just started taking the licensee for boys.
Yeah. Do you feel that your customers, one of the things that came up a lot, Daymond, in on you, is that a lot of people felt they wanted to buy from you because they felt that it stayed in the neighborhood, it was a neighborhood guy who made good, and there was a sort of appeal that you had that a lot of the Tommy Hilfigers and others did not?
Well, I believe that that's one of the strongest aspects to my company, is that we actually are the consumer. We design for what we want to see next year. It's not because somebody told us that that's the trend next year or that's the forecast for next year. I'm not trying to put down any other designer, but there are a lot of designers out there who wouldn't necessarily wear what they make. Yeah. We're a face behind the company. We truly do run the company.
And this is your stuff that you're wearing?
This is it. Yeah. That's all I wear. That's all we all wear. And our consumer identifies with us.
Does it surprise you that you have succeeded in an industry where plenty richer individuals have failed miserably?
Well, on one level, it surprises me because could I ever think that 5 years ago that I would have a $200 million company? I don't think so. But on the other level, now that I'm in the business, I see that there are very few African-American young inner-city adults, or whatever you may call us, making decisions. A lot of times, people in my positions make the decisions, but then it gets watered down by a boardroom or somebody else up there who has been in the business for 50 years and says, that wouldn't work because I've tried it and I've never seen that done in the last 50 years. I own my company, and I make these decisions off of the heart, not off of what are the past, what the past sheets have said was successful or not successful. So that's why we're successful, because we make decisions that only we can make.
Up next, David Lauren, the president and founder of Swing Magazine, on the success of catering to Generation X.